Same video, take two. Action. I'm not even kidding, this actually is my second time filming this video. But hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you guys can see by title, I'm going to be doing a girl talk video. I asked you guys on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter to send me your girl talk topics. I kind of want this series to be like I'm a big sister to you guys. Like I want to do this multiple times. Like I mentioned, this is the second time that I'm filming this video because yesterday, I'll be honest, I started crying on camera because some of these questions got to me and I don't really want to post that. So we're filming this again because I'm in a better mood and I feel so much better. Also, I do want to say that I have a huge back to school giveaway going on right now, so it'll probably be like a card up here or a link down below in the description. And don't forget to subscribe because I will be doing more girl talk videos, and that way you guys can also submit your questions and stuff either on my social media or here on YouTube. So now let's get started with these questions. So on Instagram, someone asked, how do you support women in business and in life? So this is kind of women empowerment. I've gotten a couple questions about it, and because this is the first one and I'm gonna answer this one. Personally, I don't really shop online, so I can't really tell you that I support businesses by shopping for their stuff, but I do like to follow them on Instagram, comment, like their posts. Anytime a woman owns a business, I think that is the coolest thing ever, like be a girl boss. So I like to support them that way, and I also love companies where women are like the ones in charge. So like at my internship, it's not like all women who are in charge, but like there are women in high positions, and so I think that's the coolest thing ever. It really attracts me to like want to work there because then it's like, okay, we all have the same chance. I don't know if that really answers the question, but I hope so. Someone asked, what feminine wipes do you recommend for down there? Love ya. Love you too. So I don't know about like what feminine wipes you mean. I don't personally buy feminine wipes to clean down there, but because I've gotten so many questions about periods, I'm gonna show what I personally like to use when I'm, you know, at that time of the month. So first, I really love the Always Ultra, this is not sponsored by the way, I really like the Always Ultra Thin Night version, like the overnight ones. These are my favorite and they're not uncomfortable in my opinion, but I don't know, it really depends on the person. And I use these overnight, I use these during the day. My personal favorite and go-to, when it's one of like the last days, then I'll use like the Always Ultra Thin day ones. I don't know, I just feel more secure with the night ones, but I'll also use those in combinations with the Tampax Pearl tampons. So I personally use the regular ones, but I also use the light ones. It really just depends on like the flow that day. I'm not really like a huge tampon person. I use this if I know I'm gonna be busy or I'm gonna be like doing something later that day and I just want to keep it more clean, then I'll use this. And I'll get into more details about that like in another question. The next person asks, how to smell good all day / look good? So smelling good all day, literally carry body spray with you, put it in your bag, in your backpack, wherever. That's kind of what I do. Make sure you wear deodorant and all that stuff. You don't want to be smelling. And then look good, just carry a brush with you if you can brush your hair, a hair tie. Sometimes like, you know, your hair might get frizzy and you can put it up. You can always carry makeup with you and like touch it up as well, but I do recommend a really good primer. Everyone has different preferences on primers, but definitely prime before putting on your makeup because it helps it stay, and setting spray. The next person asks, how can a girl know they are in a toxic relationship? First of all, let's define a toxic relationship. I don't think there's like a specific way to say like this is what a toxic relationship is, because it's not always physical, it's not always like emotional, it can be many different things. I think personally, like if you talk stuff out with your friends or your parents, I don't know how close you are to them. Like I'm really close to my mom, but I'm also like super close to my friends, and there's some things that like, you know, and I discuss with them depending on like the topic. Know how they respond to it because they know you the best, and if they're not okay with something and you're like blindly in love, you're not gonna see it. So I think kind of listen to what other people are telling you if you ask for advice, but also keep in mind that you are the one in a relationship and you're the only one who really knows how it is. And also just know how you feel around that person. If there's something that they're always doing that you don't like, consider that. And also, I just want to point this out, know how much you're putting in. So if you're putting in like 80% of it and you're putting in like 20% of it, girl, that's not fine. Like it's okay if it sometimes is like that because we all go through our days, but not always. The next question is, what are your goals for the remaining 5 months of 2020? Genuinely, I want to be as happy as I was last year during this time because I'm not like completely there. You guys know I've been going through some stuff. I mentioned my previous relationship, I've been going through a breakup, and it's not really like the breakup in general, it's just the way it was handled. And it is my first breakup ever, and so I don't know, it's really taken like a toll on me. So I want to be genuinely happy again. I want to focus on my social media and grow it more. I want to start a blog. That is something that I want to do for sure. Do good in all my classes because this is my last like academic semester, and then I have a whole teaching internship, and I forgot what my last one is, but I really just want to get back to being normal, and that goes back to being happy, just back to being completely me. The next question is, do you leak on period? I think every girl does. It doesn't happen all the time. Of course, I've like had it already for a couple of years, so I know kind of how to stop it or prevent it. And that is also why I started using tampons. So when I was in high school, there was a time whenever I'd leak every single time, and I don't remember, like, instead of taking the bus, I'd like literally just call my mom and tell her, hey, can you pick me up, because it's just so uncomfortable. Like, as a girl, you know how it is. And so tampons just add that kind of double protection where it like holds it all in inside, but if it does leak, you can have a pad, and then you're not leaking all over, and you're not leaking onto your clothes or your jeans. So yes, leaking is normal, like, and I totally get it to be like ashamed from it. Even now, like, a days, like, I'm still kind of like, I hope I didn't, whenever I know I'm not like using that double security. So it's normal, trust me, I do. Someone asked, well, boys do think girls take a lot of time to get ready, but in reality, girls are faster than boys. That depends, not always. Like, I am one of those girls who I need 2 hours in advance at least before you like decide to hang out. Unless I'm already ready, then I can just be like, yeah, sure. But sometimes I'm not, and so I need that time to get ready, because I hate going to places and not being ready. You never know who you're gonna see there. Just kidding. I get ready for myself. I personally just hate going out but not like looking good. But even then, like, you never know who you might meet. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. You just don't know who you're gonna meet. And I've known some guys who just like take forever to finally start getting ready, and that's why they take forever to get ready, if that makes any sense. Next question is, how do you take care of your private parts, feminine hygiene? I think people just say literally just, you know, let water run down. Personally, I use soap. You're not supposed to. I just feel cleaner and safer. Get on to me if you want to. If you're talking about, like, you know, the hair down there, up to you. If you want to go, you know, no hair, leave some on, leave all of it on. It's completely up to you. And don't do it just because someone is telling you to do it. Do it for yourself. The next question is, how should you act beside a boy? So be yourself, honestly, just be yourself. I know I used to be super self-conscious of like going like and eating in front of a guy, and then I had my previous relationship and we went out to eat a lot, so it's just, you know, you get used to it. Just be yourself. The next question is, how to break up without being cruel. And this is where I get to, like I said, I went through a cruel breakup. I don't know if the person realized what they were doing, and I think in some way because of their apology, like, it wasn't really as sincere. Then they did. They knew what they were doing. I think when you break up with someone, you just kind of have to remember we're all human. We all have feelings, and there is no reason to say unnecessary hurtful things. You can be straight up with the person, but there's no reason to say unnecessary hurtful things. I was told so many things, and like I told you guys, I'm not like feeling the best and my motivation's down. It's part of it because it's still all replaced in my mind, which sucks. So I'm just letting you know, like, if you're planning on breaking up with someone, like, that's fine, be straight up with them, but you don't have to say unnecessary hurtful things. The next thing is, what do you first notice in a guy? I think obviously, like, I do notice if they're attractive to me or not. I've never had a certain type where I'm like, oh, this is the type that I always go for, because I mainly vibe with personality. I do want to say the first thing I notice is like, are you attractive to me? Because I think there even has to be a little bit of attraction for that to work. The next question is, how do you tell when your period is coming? So personally, I have symptoms whenever my period is about to come. Bloating is definitely one of them. You get period poop. It is a thing. I feel like I have cramps like a few days in advance for like a week. They're not like cramps, I don't know, I just feel them. Sometimes you get breast tenderness, like it hurts just cause. And I think there's like more stuff. Everyone's different, but like that's how I know. Next question is, how do you keep fit? And I think this comes because I'm like super skinny. Honestly, that's just fast metabolism. I don't really work out. Sometimes I will like get into a workout thing because I want to tone my stomach, but I really lost so much weight back in June, and so I just didn't really have the motivation at all to work out because I just didn't need to. Like, literally, I lost so much weight. Now I've gained most of it back, and I'm back to like my healthy weight, which is still not a lot, like you can tell, but it's really just fast metabolism. So those are all Instagram questions. Now let's go on to YouTube, which are a little bit more like out there, and this is probably where I broke down yesterday. So I'm gonna be honest, some of these are questions for like a Q&A, so I will answer probably these in a different Q&A. This is girl talk, and so I want to keep it to girl talk. So the first question on YouTube is, I don't know if you can give any advice for this, but how am I supposed to know if I like someone or if I enjoy their company just as a friend? I think you'll know. Like, whenever I say this, I literally mean you'll know. I have guy friends who are just guy friends, and I don't see them romantically, and I wouldn't, like, I just don't consider dating them. And then I've known when I like had a guy friend and I liked them and had those feelings for them, or just when I've crushed on a guy in general, because not all of them start off as friends. So you'll be really excited to receive any type of notification from them. Literally, it's like the whole like excitement and rush that you get in like like, oh my gosh, like either they texted me or they snapped me or they liked my post, or I don't even know exactly what to say. You'll get that excitement. Also, just knowing that you want to hang out with them pretty often, and pretty much anything that you're gonna do, you kind of want to invite them to it. You're gonna know whenever you like someone, and eventually you're gonna know whenever you love them as well. The next question is how to be comfortable in whatever you wear and how to wear stuff without the lines being shown. It's a big problem to me. I've tried many ways. You got any tips? So first of all, I'm not confident in everything I wear just because like I have back knee and it's all over my back, and I hate how it looks. And so I try to wear stuff to cover it up as much as I can, even if it's like showing shoulders. If it shows like back knee here, and that's fine, but like I try to definitely cover up everything else. And then as for the lines, I'm assuming you're talking about the underwear lines. There are underwears that are no show and like no seam. I'm not sure what they're called. I know Pink sells them, and that's kind of what I use with leggings because I personally don't like thongs. They're just uncomfortable to me, and so I'm not going to be uncomfortable, you know, so no lines are shown. No, like there's no show, no seams, and you just make sure that they're not like rolled up once you like put up your pants or your skirt or whatever. Next question is, what qualities do you want in a soulmate? Just curious. Everyone's just curious. I personally always said I like it when a guy is ambitious, just because I'm really ambitious, and so when a guy is ambitious, and I'm like, that is so attractive. I also want them to be loving and caring, and I think one of the most important things I learned from my previous relationship is that I want them to want me as much as I want them. You know, I think it has to be both ways. Someone said talk about puberty, or maybe some advice on how to be confident. So puberty, I think, is everyone's awkward stage. I think we all go through this. It's literally everyone's awkward stage. I know it was my awkward stage where you feel like your nose is really big, or like you have braces on, and then you're just kind of like, ooh, ew. I feel like you're growing into your features. And it's also really just like an awkward time because like either if you're a girl, you like start wearing makeup and you don't know how to do it good, so it looks horrible, and you're just basically trying to figure out what to do to look better. I don't know, like acne starts. I think like you'll get through that puberty stage and everything will be a lot more normal. But I went through that like 7-8 years ago, so I can't really say much other than, you know, enjoy it. Next question is your first love. This is where I started crying yesterday, and just because a short description of my first love. Actually, I'm going to start off with, I don't know what exactly to consider my first love. Before my previous relationship, I do believe that I was in love, but it never really developed into a relationship. I think you can love someone and not be in a relationship with them, which is weird, and some of you may not understand it. So I think that was my first love, and it definitely took me, I'm not even gonna lie, 11 months to finally be like, you know, just, I'm over them. 11 months. And now I'm getting through like my first breakup. That relationship lasted like 4.5 months, and I did fall in love with this person, and I think it just hurt more because of like everything I was told. And at first I thought the other like type of rejection hurt more, but as I've almost reached 2 months of a breakup, this one has hurt more, but for different reasons. It's just mainly, like I said earlier, the way it was handled, and also just everything I was told, and it just randomly like ended. I don't really know what to say. This is where I broke down last time, just thinking about it, because it was short-lived. But I don't really know what else to say about that other than like, I wish it wouldn't have ended that early. But if I'm also gonna be honest, I saw something on Twitter today like that said, what is your biggest regret with like your ex? And it said not leaving earlier. And I think that, if I'm gonna be honest, I would have left back in March, and I was very close to leaving back in March. The next question is, do you have a crush right now? I don't. Like I said, I had a breakup 2 months ago, which like, dang, 2 months, it's really been a while. But it still affects me sometimes. Some days are easier than others. But right now I don't have a crush, and I just kind of want to focus on myself. And when I say focus on myself, it's not really like bettering myself, although I'm not really like in the best mental state. So yes, I want to better that and be back to how I was a year ago, where I was like living my life, doing whatever I want, no time for anyone else except my friends, and like doing stuff that I want to do. But really, as of right now, like I'm not really looking for anything. If something comes up and I like the guy that likes me, then I'm not gonna say no and hold myself back because of like this other thing. No, I'm not crushing on anyone, and I'm not really looking for anything. But if something pops up, I'm not gonna. But you know, I've already had some guys try to like hit me up, and I was like not interested, so that's different. Give us relationship advices. So I do want to say advices. Yeah, that's what it says. So I do want to say that before you get into a relationship, know why you're getting into a relationship with this person. I think that's the #1 thing, and that's definitely something I learned recently. I knew exactly why I was getting into a relationship. I was happy with myself. I wasn't getting like full-on happiness from it, and I really thought this person was exactly what I wanted. I don't even know how to explain this to you guys. Guys, I'm just so confused. I'm just gonna leave it off as know exactly kind of what you want, because if not, you're gonna end up hurting someone if they know what they want and you don't. Someone asked, how to be more confident and outgoing. Confident and outgoing, literally just put yourself out there. Like, I used to be so introverted, but you really just need to put yourself out there and not care what anyone else is gonna think. And that is my best advice for that. Someone said your greatest regret in love, if there are any. I'm gonna say I've been in love twice before. The first time I was in love, I think I would just say I wish I would have kept those feelings to myself and that friendship would have still stayed. The second time, I wish I wouldn't have been blindly in love. With that being said, I think it's just because I tolerate some things that I always said I was never going to tolerate in a relationship. I've always had a thing about people keeping in contact and like literally talking to the person who they have had past flings with or they dated. I've never personally liked that, and I've heard it from people I know. I've always said if I ever had a boyfriend and they did that to me, then I would just like end it. And guess what? I was being so dumb and I didn't end it. So I think that's my biggest regret, is just being so blindly in love. Let's go on to Twitter. First person asked, first kiss, first boyfriends, and how to deal with the talking stage. So my first kiss, literally had it weeks before I turned 21. Yes, it was late. I had been on dates before and I had talked to guys, but I never like kiss them. This first kiss was with my ex, and it was after like 5 or 6 dates, no joke, and I think like 2 months of like the talking stage. I'm gonna be honest, like I was always so nervous for it, but I knew the day that it was coming just because of the type of date we were having. And so I was so nervous, but I was like, you know what, I need to get this over with. And eventually, like, you know when it's coming. And I just remember, like, I thought it was just gonna be like a, and that's it. No, it turned into a makeout session. And that's all it was. It was literally just a makeout session. But like, I remember just thinking like, am I horrible? This is weird. Everyone who had told me how their first kiss was, where it was like, it was kind of weird, like at first, but then you end up liking it. And I was like, okay. And then I experienced it and I was like, yeah, it's weird. But then you do end up liking it. I don't know what else to tell you about that. That's weird. And then they asked about the talking stage. So personally, I don't believe in the talking stage. And this is just coming from multiple experiences. Girls, always keep in mind that 9 out of 10 times, guys are talking to multiple girls and you, all at the same time. This is why I don't believe in the talking stage. Personally, you don't have the commitment to be loyal to someone until you're officially dating them. So they can't get on to you for going out with someone else or talking to someone else because you're not officially dating them. That's just how I think. If you want me to be just yours, then let me know. Other than that, I'm gonna keep living my life. And my opinion on this may change, like, as time goes on. This is how I feel right now, because I take it from guys who I know and my ex. They will talk to multiple girls at once. So I suggest you do the same thing. And mainly because that way, if like the talking stage doesn't work out and you don't end up in a relationship, then it really doesn't feel bad. And then the last question is how to make your periods cleaner. So I don't know if there's like a way to make your periods cleaner, but I'll like tell you how to like feel cleaner when you're on them. At night, sleep with a pad, but that also means that when you wake up, take like a quick little shower just to make sure you're like, you know, clean down there. That way you start off the day fresh and you feel great, and that's just kind of what I do. If you know you're gonna be busy or you're not gonna have time to take a shower before going to an evening event and you feel comfortable, then wear tampons because that keeps it cleaner down there in my opinion. So that's kind of what I recommend. Those are my like tips for it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I really hope you guys liked my answers. I don't know, I tried to be like normal, and this is my second time filming this just because the first time kind of was horrible. But anyways, don't forget to check out my back to school giveaway and subscribe because I will be doing more videos like this. I hope to, and I hope you guys like them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.